Right, you join me for a morning milking with the most annoying lambs at my foot. Get away, it's not for you. So we've got some feed for Bribery, probably too much. Then we've got our halter. Then we've got our tit wipes. Now, I did get another stainless steel bucket and I thought, oh, that would be better. Milk into the pail. It's easier with saucepan, so I'm only milking one-handed at the moment, and one side she's only got 1/4 anyway, so that's the way I'm doing it. But in the next few days we're hopefully going to find time and budget to get a milking machine. Come on. Got to feed the pigs before I do this next time. This one always takes a while to flow. Wow, she's got loads. Should have melted last night.
Did I tell you?
Okay, well done. Right, it's the next day. I've got help today, Tom's here. So I've pulled him off the tools. And we're going to get these pigs. We've got loaded the pigs on the trailer. It should be straightforward, but we probably will get stuck over the brook, and then we'll probably get stuck under a tree. So we've got Lavender and the 5 boars. It must have been wet, because none of those rushes they weren't We made it. Singing that was everywhere. So the first thing we need to do is knock a post in on that corner with some insulators and make sure the solar is working, and we can release the beast, and then we'll sort the water out. And then we've got a load of chickens arriving, so I need to be back in time for that. Come on. Look. Come on, Lavender. Get in here. No, you can go in. It's already, go in further, you won't have to dig for it. Get off. Should have got to do the footings for the barn. Gone for it. Right, I'm simultaneously filming 2 videos here because this little one, well, big one, looks like she could be getting ready to calve, but that will be for a separate video. I'm back down here now. Oh, and you need to be milked this evening, don't you? Good girl. I pinched the battery out of the kids' ride-on tractor. It was new last year. It's actually a mobility scooter one, and I kind of upgraded their tractor with it. But something's gone wrong in the tractor anyway, so I'm going to rob it from there, and hopefully I can somehow connect that to the fencer somehow. See if we can get the fencer going first. I just realised that these pigs, none of them have lived over here. Some of them, like this Honey, grew up over this side, so she knows what the story is, but hopefully these guys will stick around. They know where's the perimeter. So, definitely got no voltage coming out of that. This is the battery that they supply with it, and they say it's got a week or two with no solar, but really it's dinky. It probably does actually. But if we can take these off here and I can somehow sandwich them on the terminals of this bigger battery, it might just get us through short term. And then we just got to make sure that this is charging when the sun's on it, and I can only really do that with a multimeter. This should be enough as long as the Energizer is working. Right, so I'm not expecting it to sit like this forever, but hopefully, yes, we've got flashing light. It's saying our battery's low, but you never know, it might be enough. Really hoping that Matilda, no not Matilda, Lavender is in pig, because we had such a poor result last week with the other two. Although Lavender was a first timer and she lost a lot of weight and things like that afterwards, she did produce 9 good piglets. I mean, these 5 boys that we've kept are nice. We sold the 4 girls, and these guys, some of you watching this video now, these will be your pigs, your pork. We've pre-ordered, I think we've pre-sold 8 half pig boxes, so then we've got another one that we'll keep for ourselves and for other products. But these will be the slow growing pork that will be raised over here throughout the whole summer. And I think if we do any pork next year, that's the same way we'll work again. And depending on when this video goes out, we might have our lamb back. So we've taken some of our slow growing hoggets, which are 14 months old, maybe older than that, been slow growing grass only. So 2 of those went off last week, and some goats. So we've got lamb boxes, which we're going to do quarter lamb boxes and half lamb boxes, and also the same with the goats. And we should have all of the barbecue stuff back in stock. Hey, do you got a belly scratch? Are you pregnant? Go on, you can go down. You're like a dog. I looked at the due date and it would be 25th of June. She was pregnant. Now we're actually just about to put in for some fencing. The catchment sensitive farming officer, something like that. She came out last week to have a look at the place, look at the track and a few other improvements we want to make. And she wants us to fence the brook both sides. I don't really have a problem with that. It takes the pressure off us, especially when we've got lambs around. We know that no one's going to fall in the water, and the kids. So fencing both sides, cows and pigs and everyone won't be drinking from the water. We've got Neutros that side, we don't need anything this side really. So that might be the project for the autumn, once all these nettles are died down. Yeah, autumn. I don't really want to be trimming nettles all summer, but it needs to be done before the wet months when the tractor can't get over here. I wanted to share with you some positive news on our grants. So the grants that we applied for under the Capital Grant Scheme for Countryside Stewardship, basically different things that are going to help improve soil quality, air quality, water quality. That can be fencing off trees and hedges, and as part of that you can claim money towards your fencing, and also a whole raft of other stuff like the track and things like that. However, we did all of our fencing under all the grants that we'd had, that our application had been approved, but then when you come to claim the grants, you have to provide evidence, and we provided evidence of everything we'd done. And the one thing that was left on our fencing that we weren't 100% confident about was the way that our strainers had been done. We used box strainers, Box trainers are just a different way of securing the end of the fence line. And we were happy to use them because we think it's a strong way of doing it, but it isn't the preferred method on the spec which is given out. So when we sent in photos of our fencing, we show them every aspect of the fence, which is what's required, and they told us that they didn't agree with our strainers. And as much as I questioned it and said about fencing standards and recommended this, that and the other, we were told that we would have to install a additional diagonal timber within the box trainer just for a photo, essentially, to tick the box, and then they could pay out. And I went back and I said, I'm not going to spend days on end putting basically an artificial strut in that's going to do nothing but basically weaken the fence. And didn't hear anything back. And then 2 weeks later, I get an email that says that we are now going to get the full amount, so we're going to give us a 10% deduction. They're now going to pay us the full amount and change the spec to include box trainers on the grant scheme. So if you are putting in fencing, you can choose whichever method of strainer you want now, whether that's a diagonal strut or a box strainer, and you will still get paid. And hopefully it won't take you 5 months like it did for us, because we put our grant application, our claim in January. Anyway, that was just a bit drawn out, but it means we can now get on and put the next claim in, because all of our money for our house build was actually tied up in that fencing. Right, we are day 3 now on Pigs in the Wood. Unfortunately, the Energizer on that solar, I've ordered another battery for it. Screwfix to a battery which is about the same size, so I've tried that. It should be here tomorrow. Well, I can already tell. Hey, get in. Park is still nice and dry in there, all the bedding. We have a good rummage out here. It's amazing, every year this gets completely chewed up and then all this nice grass bounces back. The other side of the fence, they've rooted around, so they're definitely getting out. They can't really go too far anyway. It's all fenced. The perimeter of the farm is fenced, and it's the brook that side which they won't bother with. Certainly not at the moment. Practically June. We'd had a heat wave by this time last year. People were cutting hay. They're happy, that's the main thing. Yeah, they've been out here. I feel like a wildlife tracker. I don't really want them to extend this because we need to use this for the cows and for the sheep for summer grazing. Good morning, folks. We are doing some early morning chores. Who's done a poo on the sofa? Is that a goat or a sheep or a fox?
Yeah.
Or is it one of you?
Not me.
Right, we are on sheep duty today because my nice hole at the dog's dug. I just don't want to risk this this weather, the flies, even though it says it might just rain a little bit. So all the sheep are in the bank here. We need to go right down to the end gate, see if we can persuade them up and...
I put the goats around there.
No, the goats are in at the moment. It's not going to be easy, but we'll get them through here first. Come on, sheep. Go and do the hard work. If you try and... Come on then. Walk all the way down the other end.
Okay.
But if you want... Don't get stung. And also you want to try not to push them down that way. You want to stay to the side and scoop them up. So yesterday we brought them all the way down the track, and this is quite an easy place to then bring them into because it's right at the end of the track. It's overgrown with nettles and it's just been used for the goats. But the only problem is the gate is at a side point, and small, so it's not particularly good for funneling sheep. But Come on then. Come on, girls. Right, hopefully. Dog's kind of helping. Well done, keep up, girls. Up this way, girls. Up you go. Come on, girls. See if you'll follow. Come on. Faith, keep coming, keep coming. Faith. Keep him going. Come on, come on, come on. Faith, keep him coming. Keep him going. Come on. Come on, girls. Keep him coming.
You gone?
Come on, girls. Okay, go on, Razor. Flap around a bit. Flap, flap, flap. Oh, you've lost the Maggie. And I'm going to have to try and get them under this stupid gate. Steady, girls. Good. Really slow, really slow. Well done. That's it, nice and steady.
Yes, got it on.
Okay, close the gate, close the gate, close the gate. Close the gate, Pete. Here we go. Okay, now bring it around. Bring it around. Don't let Rosa come up. Don't let him under there. I want to get them all inside a little bit. Keep going. Don't let them under the gate. Okay, I've got this now. Rosa facing. Go there. Push, push, push until they're in the little bit. In there. Go on. It's always easier in your head. Probably easier in a time lapse as well.
No.
Right, they're all done. These two being mischief, dog's being completely unhelpful, but we're done. So we try and get them back out through that gate. They're going to stay. Don't really need to stay on a concrete yard. Just let them straight out. I think I got everyone. It wasn't particularly precise. These should be shorn in the next 2 weeks. So it was only the lambs I wanted. But I think looking at them, I probably missed 2. That's a pain. 3. They've managed to squeeze through that stock fence. We'll do a proper job on that swing gate because I think it's quite useful. Go on, on you go. Go on. Okay. Steady, steady, here. Here. Back. Away. Steady, steady. Steady, go, Alright, good girl. Good girl. Here. I sheep them for now. I'll wait and see when James can fit us in for shearing, and we'll do it all over again, bringing them all in. Kind of okay, that yard. We'll just really secure that fence on that gate. Probably do it with some timber panels or something. It's a really strong gate. That way they're all in and calm. We can draft off all the lambs, they can go straight out, and then we can do all the shearing on the others. And then of course I'll have to drag Jeffrey and Samson out the field too. Right, those goats can come out. Do you want to let them out?